Alright everyone, I got something a little bit different here in a couple different ways. First of all, what it is and everything else, but I'll explain all that. First of all, let me tell you what it is. This is a 2002 Ford Taurus Wagon S model. I'm guessing the S means just that it has a lot of fancy stuff in it, like leather seats and everything like that. Here's what I find really particularly interesting about this vehicle. Number one, it's actually got seat belts for 8 people. It's actually an 8-passenger wagon. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying pack 8 adults in here, but if you have a big family and you need to move 8 people, this could be the vehicle for you. And get this, it's a 2002, it only has 72,801 miles on it. Original mileage. And the car shows it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some bumps and bruises on this car on the outside, but the interior and everything looks like, you know, legit. And I'm telling you, it's pretty clean and pretty nice, and it just runs fantastic. I actually gave this to my wife to drive for a little while. So let's start her up. All right, she of course starts right up. And you'll notice that, except for the fact that the rear hatch is open and I don't have my seatbelt on, there are no warning or check engine lights on in this vehicle at all. My wife did tell me the air conditioner did work fine because she had it back when it was warmer out. Now it's too cold out to actually check. It's got an AM FM. Get this. Here's your radio.
I want to see ankle injuries.
All right. It's got a cassette up here and I believe a 6-disc changer in the back. It's got the obviously your compass and your day-night automatic mirror. It's got obviously a temperature. It can tell you what the temperature is inside and outside. It's automatic climate control, in other words. Let's do the power windows. That's right rear. Right front. Come on around this way. There's your left rear window. And your driver window, of course, with auto down. And it works as it should. Let's do the power mirrors. There's the left one. And there's your right power mirror. Works exactly as it should. Pretty much, I'm sure everything in this car really works because it hasn't been used very much. Here, horn works, as you can see, and let's check the wipers now. Of course, with winter coming, you want good wipers. And those actually look like pretty darn good blades on there as well. It does have remote keyless entry. I only have 1 key and 1 remote, but they're very inexpensive to get on the internet. It does have traction control, which probably means it has ABS brakes. And I'll demonstrate that for you. There's your cruise control, which it does have. Let's see what else we got inside. Oh, these are probably power seats. But let's just here, check out this side and you can see how nice it is. Now, what's cool is this thing here, right? That flips up, okay? So you have your cup holders. And this part here, that is your armrest. You know, a little wear and tear, of course. You know, the car is 12 years old. Your armrest does go down, but what's nice about it is if you flip it all back up, you can fit a third person up front if you wanted to. That's up to you. But these are actually individual seats, so you and your passenger, you know, they can, you know, adjust the seats accordingly. Oh, look at this. It's got electric pedals. See, there they come out. And there they go back in. Power seat, forwards, backwards, and, you know, up and down. The seat, again, has a little bit of wear and tear, you know, but not horrible. Okay, about the only thing that looks kind of ugly on the inside is this panel right here. Somebody glued it back on. That's just a real common issue. I don't know what it is about Fords, but like I had a couple Escapes that had a problem like that. But the thing is, you can't just buy that little panel. You got to do the whole door. So I don't think, you know, for the extra $200, it was worth doing. But that's up to you. If you want to spend the money and get a door panel, go right ahead. All right, let's do the tires. Left front tire is in fantastic shape. I'm going to guess that's probably around 90% tread. A nice aluminum wheel. All right, this one back here, probably 85, 90%. Same there. Let's come around to this side. And this one, yep, that's very good shape too. Probably 85, 90%. And of course the front tire, this side is, yeah, okay, here's what I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that the fronts are probably close to 90%, the rears are probably close to 80 to 85%. But what's really important, and I really like this about this car, they're matching tires. As you can see on aluminum alloy wheels, But to me, that means a lot. That means somebody took care of the car. In other words, rather than put, you know, a couple of crappy tires on just where they needed it, they replaced the whole set. Now, as I said, there's some dents. There's one right there. Coming along, there's a couple dings on this door and a dent there. Open the door up, and you can check. This is your passenger side. You can see how nice and clean this, I don't know what you call that, beige leather, whatever you want to call it. All right, this door panel, very nice, very clean. Door jamb, nice and clean. And let's check the door out. And of course, if there was any rust going to be on the car, this is where it's going to start, is right here. And as you can see, it's nice and clean underneath there. All right, here's your roof. As you can see, it does have the full roof rack with crossbars. All right, this door, I saw, I think, one ding. Yeah, right there on this door. All right, let's open this up. Here's your back seat, or I'm sorry, I should say this is your middle seat. There's some cup holders there. As you can see, it's got the floor mats. That is a fold down seat, so you also have tons and tons of storage in here. Do your headliner for you. So you can check that out. And here's your door jamb. And of course, now this one, hey, look at that. This one's missing its thing altogether. Again, that's the back seat, so you don't have to worry. Look at that, not a speck of rust under these doors. All right, coming to the rear quarter panel, I just see like one little tiny ding there, and that's about it. Coming around to the back, a little wrinkle right there. But what's nice is this rear bumper is not really all beat up or anything. It's actually pretty darn nice. And let's take a look underneath the back. There you go. I don't know what you actually can see in there, but that's that. Here's your third seat, and check it out. There's one seat belt there and one there, or that seat folds flat and you have this entire area as cargo, including, if you wanted to, folding those other seats forward from here all the way to the back of the front seats. That's probably like 5 or 6 foot of cargo room. Here's your disc player right there in that little compartment. All right, we'll close this up. Okay, and as I said, here's your Ford Taurus, pretty clean on the rear hatch. S, you can if you want. I think this button, see, that opens up the rear window. All right, close that. It's got rear window defogger and wiper in the back of this. All right, coming up this side, looks like it's got a power antenna, very nice. People can't steal it. This quarter panel looks pretty nice. This door, it's got a little scrape right there, but overall, not too bad. Here's this side of the passenger. Oh, look at this. It's got side airbags as well. A very nice safety feature. So I would guess this is probably a pretty darn safe car too for your family. And check this out. Another door with 0 rust. So far this car is rust free. I'm pretty impressed by that because usually these Fords of this age have some rust on them. All right, here's this door jamb. Alrighty, and we'll do this door jamb. And again, look at this, we're 4 for 4. 4 doors with no rust on them whatsoever. Oh, let's do the roof. As you can see, here's this side, little ding there. Alright, that's that. And this, let's see, the driver's door's got one little ding right there. I mean, I know I'm pretty anal retentive pointing out every tiny little ding, but you know what? If you were here, you would want to look at all this stuff yourself, so that's why I do it. And one little ding right there. All right, coming around to the front. Front headlights look fantastic. Well, I guess with this mileage, they shouldn't be all, scummed up. And the front bumper actually looks pretty nice too, but let's take a look a little bit lower, because that can tell you quite a bit by looking down here. Okay, and we'll take a look underneath too. And there you go. Now, of course, the heart and soul of any vehicle is this part right here, the engine. This is a 3-liter V6 engine. It's not a huge V6, but for a car this size, it's enough to get you up and going, and you'll still get pretty decent fuel mileage, all right, especially for what is considered an 8-passenger vehicle. All right, now here we go. I'm going to rev it up for you. Now, over the years, I have sold many Fords brand new, and that is exactly how they sound, even when they're brand new. So yes, that motor sounds good. There's no knocks, no high rev knocks, there's no valve train noise, no lifter noise, no taps, just all around very, very nice. All right, let's do the inside of the hood. And again, as you can see, pretty rust-free, no problems there. Now let's close it and see what the hood looks like. Hood looks to be in excellent condition. So overall, this side, like I said, has a couple of dents in it and some dings. But overall, it's not a horrible looking car. It's not something you certainly would be embarrassed to drive, that's for sure. It's not a bad looking car. I mean, it is a wagon, but you know, for the right people, this is a very useful vehicle. And check this out. If you live in New Jersey, this is very important. This has a good inspection until December of next year. So you have well over a year left on the inspection on this car. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take it for a ride. All right, first thing I'm gonna do for you guys is demonstrate a warm start. As you saw before, I started the car and it was cold. Now I'm gonna start it when it's warm. If you're ever shopping for a car, you always wanna do a warm and a cold start. That way, you know, you can see how the car behaves, how it runs when it's cold, how it runs when it's warm. That way somebody's not trying to hide something from you. All right, it is a 4-speed automatic overdrive with electronic overdrive. All right, so with that, you know, you should get pretty decent gas mileage. You just heard the door locks locked automatically. Okay, is this light supposed to be on? Oh, there we go. So I'm glad I found that. That would have killed the battery for sure. All right, and off we go. It is front wheel drive, of course. And I'll tell you, I've had a lot of these Taurus sedans, and they're nice, they ride decent, but for some reason, I don't know whether it's because of the wheelbase or what, the Wagon rides so much nicer than the sedan. And it's actually, you can hear I'm talking in a very, you know, for me, low voice, and you can hear me just fine. Let go of the steering wheel. As you can see, we're going down the road, 2 hands off the wheel, perfectly straight. The crown of the road's not even affecting us. That's amazing. We're doing 50 miles an hour, absolutely no issues. Very easy car to drive, nice car, comfortable. I mean, this is going to be a heck of a deal for somebody. All right, we're going to turn around right here. Ahead of these vehicles, and then we're going to head back. I will say this, the turning radius on a wagon is bigger than it is on a sedan. I can usually make that cut without having to back up. So I just learned something new. So what we're going to do now, oh, check this out, it's got heated mirrors as well, which I think is one of the greatest things they've come up with, especially in the winter, well, obviously only in the winter time, but love the heated mirrors. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a brake test for you guys. Now it's nothing special, but what it is basically is I'm going to pull into this vacant lot across the street from my place. I know where there's this patch of loose gravel. I'm going to hit the patch of loose gravel, take my hands off the wheel, and slam on the brakes. What I'd like you to do is pay attention to the steering wheel, okay, as I do this, because you want to see if the steering wheel bucks wildly one way or the other. You figure there might be a brake problem. Plus, this is also a way for me to test the anti-lock brakes. And you'll see exactly what I mean, you know, when we get up here. All right, so like I said, we're back up doing 50 miles an hour. No problem, no issues, smooth. All right, I'm gonna pull into this lot right now, and I'll show you. Let me hit my gravel patch, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Hands off the wheel, and okay, I have terrific news. Now, if you noticed, if you were watching the steering wheel, it just did a little of that. It's supposed to. The reason it was doing that is because of the anti-lock brakes. Now, I don't know if you could hear it or not in the video, but I could hear the anti-lock brake pump activating. So yes, this car definitely has anti-lock brakes, and yes, it does work. They do work exactly as they're supposed to. So what I'm looking at here is I'm going to do a recap for you guys. A 2002 Ford Taurus S wagon, 8-passenger, because it does have the 3rd row seat. Not all Taurus wagons had that. Safe car, front wheel drive, traction control, anti-lock brakes, not just front airbags, but side airbags as well. It's only got 72,803 miles on it now, so there's a ton of life left in this car. I mean, this is pretty much for the large family or for a small business that needs to deliver things. This is it. this is the vehicle you want. And of course the price will be according, you know, for a decent low mileage car, I'll be asking probably, I would say, a below average price, because that's what I always try to do, is sell my cars at a very decent price so people can afford them. All right, let me take the camera off here. We'll take, sorry about the hand there, folks. We'll take one more walk around the outside of the vehicle so you can get a, you know, a good look at her, and then we'll call it a day. Actually, I'm going to step back a little bit so you guys can get a little bit. I just did notice a ding on the hood right there. A couple of dings, actually. So, before from my other angle, it looked a lot. It didn't have any dings, but I got to be truthful. Here we go. So we'll take a walk around, and you can see that it is, you know, got its bumps and bruises, as I said, but overall is a super, super nice running and decent looking car. But more importantly, it's an 8-passenger vehicle. You're not going to find many of these. Nobody really makes these anymore. It's all the minivans or the crossovers, and they're all really stupidly expensive. All right, folks, there you have it. Thank you.